I'm really honored to be a part of this summit, and I'm really excited that it is about cooperation between Uzbekistan and India, plus Belgium included, because I am originally from Uzbekistan and I share a lot of passion for fabrics, Indian fabrics and Uzbek fabrics. And in fact, I'm wearing ikat shirt, which was made by my brand, and I will probably mention that a little bit later. There are really potent speakers, so I'm really honored to be among you. It was really interesting to listen to Dr. Kamlesh Misra and what he said about moving away from socialist thinking. I can so much relate to it because I was born during the Soviet Union, and I still carry that mentality of doing everything for free for everyone. This is not what entrepreneurship is. But I want to talk from the perspective of an entrepreneur, which I haven't been for many years. I've been in the corporate environment for more than 15 years. My main expertise, let's say, lays in digital marketing. I'm a digital strategist, and my career in digital strategy has started in Google in Ireland, where I worked for more than 4 years, and it was a really good school of creativity, let's say, because I was working with a lot of large brands and was observing how they use creativity to grow. So I want to bring the link, of what Dr. Kamlesh Misra was talking about, and how I was becoming an entrepreneur, and how we need to change the mentality of people to have more entrepreneurs, first of all, because we need to first have entrepreneurs, and then we need to have creative entrepreneurs. From my own experience, because I started to be entrepreneur only in Belgium. So from Google I worked in Microsoft as well, in very large corporations, and then moved to smaller agencies. And then I have realized that I have been in the wrong place for many, many years. And I can see in my community of women that there are a lot of women are in that place. They're doing the job they're not good at. They're doing the job that they don't like, but they don't know how to make a shift into entrepreneurship. And this is the first thing we need to change on the level of the government and on the level of self-education, let's say, how to know the self. And when I was thinking about what I'm going to talk about during this summit, I actually came up with a triangle of creative entrepreneurship. And there are 3 elements in there. The first one is knowing yourself. It was a long journey for me, because in our education, especially in the socialism, you are taught not to know yourself. You are more about serving others, about getting that amazing job in the corporate environment. Well, first of all, get a very good education, get into the corporate job, and be a good girl and get a good salary. And this was my journey, and this is the journey of a lot of women in my community that I see, but I don't see a lot of happiness going on. And the problem that comes out of that is that people don't know who they really are and what they really like. And this is where creativity is suppressed. So the first point of the triangle is knowing yourself. And there are a lot of books and tests about that. There is a book called Strength Finder. There is 16 personalities test. So those kind of things I think should be used in early education to help children to understand what they really like, what are their strengths. Because during the corporate world, I was always pushed to do what I'm bad at. You know, all the managers were focusing on my weaknesses. They're like, okay, you're weak here, why don't you improve there? And I was thinking that I'm just not a good expert or specialist because I was focusing on the wrong things. So once I understood that and I started to shift into knowing myself, I started to understand what I really want, you know, building the community of female founders or female entrepreneurs, inspiring those women to go for their dreams. But first of all, understanding what are those dreams, because they don't even know. This is the amazing thing, that most of people don't even know who they are and what their dreams are. The second point of the triangle is a creative awareness. So working in Google for many years and then working with a lot of brands and companies that are building and developing their businesses, I have noticed one thing. People focus a lot on the components of digital strategy, like marketing, promotion, email marketing, social networks, and so on and so forth. But one most important component they forget to focus on is a creative concept. You can't imagine how many businesses forget that. And this is kind of the core of the business. This is how you excite people about your product. So what is creative awareness? You know, I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins. I don't know if you heard about him. I've been to a lot of programs of Tony Robbins, and one of the quotes that he has, it changed my life. And it says that the quality of your life depends on the quality of questions you ask yourself on a daily basis. And when we think about the creativity, this is the question I try to ask myself when I work on my businesses, because I like to call myself multipreneur, because I have the ECAT brand, which is called Silk and Cotton, which I also try to keep creative. And the creative concept is about connecting Asia with Europe in a modern way. So we take the traditions of all the cat. So it's it's fabric that goes back like centuries and centuries back. So we take that the cat, we bring it to Europe, and we make modern garments out of it. So I also organize yacht tours. I have the female community. I invest in stocks. What else? Yeah, and I'm a digital strategist as well. So I have a lot of different activities that actually help me to be creative, because I'm so excited about all those things. And before, when I was studying and learning, I was told you have to choose only one thing and you have to put all your focus into it. And I was suffering all my life trying to do that. And I'm 40, only at around 38, I started to realize that you don't need to focus on one thing if you are not that kind of personality. So this is what I'm trying to bring forward to women I work with. And what how I reach my creativity and how I inspire creativity in women in my community is that I'm showing my vulnerability. And this is what we are missing in current society. We see so many ads in social networks that are telling us, I've become a millionaire within 3 months. Follow me, you will be a millionaire as well in 3 months. And this is such a misconception. And working with women for now almost 4 years, I still have a lot of them coming to me and asking, look, I have this brilliant business idea. Shall I quit my job? And I am asking them, okay, do you have a financial security pillow that will support you while you're building your business. And but no, but I will start generating money like in 3 months. And this is the biggest misconception ever. We are flashed with it every day, that you can become a millionaire within 3 months. So I think this is an important part of education and sharing your stories, that people would understand that business is not built in 3 months, and not in a year, and not sometimes in 3 or 4 until you even get it to break-even point. So one of the creative things that we did in our community is that we started having networking events with purpose. This is what they are called, networking events with purpose. What we do, we don't just meet to talk about anything. We meet to discuss the bottlenecks. So let's say we have 15 minutes. So this is one of the meetings that we had, by the way, before COVID. So we meet with these women, and each woman shares what is the bottleneck towards the next step in her business. And you cannot imagine what kind of stories you can hear. And all of a sudden, those people who are meeting, they understand that they are not alone on their difficult journey. Because everyone thinks, looking at the social networks of how other people perform, they're like, oh my God, they're so good and I'm so bad. And there is a lot of stress and even depression coming out of that, because there are no real stories out there. But okay, I'm talking a lot. I know it's like give a microphone to a woman and it will be very difficult to take it away. I will only tell about the last point of the creativity triangle, and I called it risking and testing. So again, coming to the socialism mentality, people are not accustomed still, from those that era, they're not accustomed to taking risks. And this is what I have learned through my entrepreneurial journey, that people try to develop a perfect concept for a long period of time, and then they launch it, it doesn't work, and they think that's it. I did it wrong. But the reality is you need to test and try so many concepts before you get it working. And this is the last part of the triangle that I'm really trying to promote among my community. It's like, stop doing the paralysis of analysis and go and do it. And then it's important that there are people like me, and I'm glad there are a lot of more people appearing who start communities like this, who are sharing the experience of real people. Because in Belgium, sorry, I think I lost the screen here. So there are a lot in Belgium to start businesses is not an easy task. I can tell you, the taxes are really, really high. In fact, my first attempt to be an entrepreneur in Belgium has failed because I didn't take time to understand the bureaucracy around starting your business. And you can imagine that in Belgium, so when you start your business, they tell you straight away, okay, you will have to pay 700 or like around 700 euro per quarter for social contributions. And you're like, but I'm not earning money yet. Like, how can where do I get those money? So sharing that information with other people and preparing them mentally will really help them in creativity. Because why did I fail for the first time? How can you be creative when you have huge bill in your post box? And every time I was approaching post box, my hands were shaking because I was afraid of getting another bill. Now, when I understood how it all works, I'm actually happy that I'm getting the bills because I can expense them, right? But a lot of people don't understand them. So having communities like this is really important. And then another important thing is of course that governments, they do educate the population as well, and they promote entrepreneurship. Because what are we taught at schools? Go get a job, be a good girl, work in the corporate world. That should be changed. Thank you so much for listening. I will be very happy to connect with anyone. My name is Anna Barashok. I think you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. You can reach out to me. And if you have any questions, if you want to have connections with Belgium and Uzbekistan, learn about our clothing brand and our experience as well, how we were bridging Uzbekistan with Belgium, because it's also quite a story. Reach out to me. I will be happy to connect. Thank you. A really good question. I'm not sure I can answer that because I don't live in Uzbekistan for more than 15 years now. Saying that though, I do have connections with the embassy of Uzbekistan in Benelux. We organize regular webinars for empowering women in Uzbekistan. I don't know about any particular programs that fund women, but I can ask. So I don't want to confuse anyone by saying that they exist and they fund women. Probably they do, but I don't have information about that. But I can get it.